Low tier, huh? Cozy.
Fatality.
Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of Wake Up 3. You have reached round 46, and we are your hosts, Molly
and Cam, and we are a fighting game podcast from a couple who loves fighting games. And I believe we will be starting things off with a mix-up. You've got it this week, right?
I do. So Cam delighted us with that MK mix-up last week. And this week, as you can tell, we are talking about a big tournament this week. So I kind of wanted to keep our mix-up in theme with that because EVO Japan, believe it or not, wasn't the only big tournament going on over the weekend. We had one here in the States, and that was Texas Showdown. Now, this is a very old, long-standing fighting game tournament. Pretty well attended, and we'll get into that with my little mix-up here. I've got kind of an informative / guessing mix-up for you, but I'm going to, usually when I do these tournament-themed mix-ups for Cam, I just focus on one game, but I think this time we're going to spread it around, because today we're talking about a lot of fighting games. Let's get into all the games represented at Texas Showdown 2024. This took place over the weekend in Houston, Texas. The biggest event. Let's just start off with it's just going to be some guesses sprinkled in here and there. Is that cool?
Yeah,
it's like kind of a casual mix-up. So, the biggest event at Texas Showdown 2024 landed over 300 competitors. Can you guess which game this was?
Was it for Street Fighter 6?
It was for Tekken 8.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
I was surprised by that.
Overtaken.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is there something I'm missing about the Texas FGC scene?
Maybe.
Is there like a strong Tekken representation there?
Maybe. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like everything that I've seen since Street Fighter 6 has been out, Street Fighter 6 has dominated.
Speaking of Street Fighter 6, it did follow closely behind Tekken 8 at Texas Showdown with about 280. And then I'll just tell you kind of the rest, the following after that. Although we're not going to talk about these games. Guilty Gear Strive and Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising both had around 125 players each, while Under Night in Birth 2 had around 85. Followed by MK1 at just above 70 registrants. I feel like I've highlighted this before, and tournaments so far with MK1 is kind of got like an underrepresentation.
I wonder what that is. I wonder what that's all, what the main thing for that is.
I think in terms of like the pro competition, it's well attended, right? Like the pro players like MK1.
Yeah, definitely. I know there are I've seen a few pro players that don't like it as much as MK11 or MKX. Scar is one of them.
Oh yeah, that makes sense because I feel like he's been pretty... I kind of forgot about him.
Yeah,
because he hasn't really been playing.
He doesn't really like this one from what I've seen.
Moving on to some top 8s. So we're going to focus on... Are we allowed to call it the main 3? We're going to focus on Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and MK1. So, there are, in each top 8 at Texas Showdown, there are repeats of characters.
Okay.
And what I want to do is give you the top 8, and I want you to tell me who you think the repeated character is.
Oh, okay.
So, for Tekken 8, are you ready?
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
A little nervous. I haven't paid any attention to Texas Showdown, actually.
Okay. So here's the top 8 of Tekken 8 Texas Showdown 2024. Characters used. I gotta specify that.
Yeah.
Characters used. We've got Elisa, Jack 8, Lily, Xiao Yu, Yoshimitsu, Reina, Claudio. Who do you think is the repeat?
Reina.
It was Jack 8.
Oh man, that was probably my second pick.
Okay, interesting.
I feel like he's a popular pick over here.
Yeah, he was second place and fourth place in the top 8, played by Joe Crush and Anakin, respectively.
Okay.
You really thought you had it with Reina, huh?
I did, yeah. I feel like she's pretty popular overall.
Oh,
and
definitely.
I thought that was, if anything, I thought it was a safe choice, but yeah, I don't know. I guess normally I go for those unsafe choices when it comes to playing.
That's true. All right, so moving on to Street Fighter 6. Who is the repeat character? We've
Just
got
one?
just one here.
Okay.
We've got Ed, JP, Cammy, Marisa, Honda, Rashid, or Kimberly.
Is it JP?
It is Marisa.
Oh, man. As soon as I said it, I thought, no, this isn't Japan. Like, they play way more JP
Exactly.
than we do.
Oh, you know what? I lied. There are 2 repeats in this one.
Oh, was one of them JP?
Okay. No.
Oh.
I think you need to think about the player base that you encounter.
So, like, Ken, Luke,
Think very current affected.
Ed. It's gotta
Yes,
be
it's Ed.
Ed. Okay.
Ed actually won the entire thing. He was first place, played by Brian F.
Okay.
So, yeah, I feel like Ed is pretty dominant over here right now. So that makes a lot of sense to me. I think the double Marisa is pretty fun, though.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Isn't it? They were 4th and 5th. So right next to each other in the middle. And then also, like, in the top 16, there was another Marisa. There was also a Lily, and I want to say that there was not a DJ in sight in the top 16.
Were there any Jamies?
I think you know the answer to that.
No, probably not.
There were not. There are a couple of players in the bottom half of the top 16 that are unlisted as to who they used, so I guess there is a possibility. But I bet they're kidding. They're just hiding. So finally we move on to MK1, and I think this is where you're going to get a little surprised.
Oh man, I was surprised before.
So with MK1, you kind of... I don't know if this part is going to surprise you, but you kind of have an inverse of what we've just done, where most characters have been used twice.
Oh.
So I'm actually going to have you guess the characters that are not repeats.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So first I'm just going to tell you everybody that's been used, and then I'll tell you how many you have to say are not repeats.
Okay. And this is just for the top 8?
This is the top 8, yes. So we've got General Shao, Sub-Zero, Melina, Tanya, Ashra, Johnny Cage, Garrus. And you have to tell me 4 people that were only used once.
I'm going to go with Garrus,
Okay.
Ashra, General Shao, and am I good so far?
I'm waiting for you to finish before I tell you what's good.
And Sub-Zero.
Was that all? Was that 4?
That was 4.
Well, who were they? Garrus, Ashra,
General Shao, and Sub-Zero.
You got 3 out of the 4.
Oh, sweet.
I'm very impressed.
Sweet. I feel like I know MK more.
Yeah, your intuition with Garrus was spot on because he was used actually in conjunction with Johnny Cage. So he was a secondary.
Oh, sweet.
General Shao took first place. Second place, Sub-Zero. Second place, Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I was just going to say, people say that Sub-Zero is weak.
Yeah, we've got some things to talk about today. Ashra was actually repeated.
Okay. Was the other one Johnny?
No. Johnny was used more than once. You know
yeah,
that. Come on.
I figured.
Come on. All right, who are you going to pick instead?
Melina?
No.
I have no idea.
Melina was definitely used twice. You've only got one person left.
I don't even remember who it is.
It's Tanya. She was used as a backup after Melina by Violet's. So yeah, kind of, what do you think about those characters for the MK1 top 8?
I guess I'm not super surprised in any of them necessarily. Maybe I'm surprised there wasn't a Reiko.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, that's kind of it. I feel like all the rest of them, I can kind of see there. Sub-Zero is probably the only one that was kind of like an anomaly, but not because I don't think he can do it, just because nobody really seems to use him at the high level.
Well, yeah, Sub-Zero was second place, played by Arona. Forgive if I'm saying that incorrectly. And in first place was Dialogue playing General Shao once again.
Let's talk about our week in fighting games then. Do you want to just start with MK1? Because I played a lot of MK1 this week, but most recently you were Shao, I was Ashura, and it was very close, but much like these tournament results, Shao came out on top.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So you won. You won those. It was close. It was very close. It was 5-4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you pulled through.
We played Shao versus Ashura. I think you were going to play Sub-Zero.
I was going to, because lately whenever you play Ermac, I've been playing Sub-Zero because he's been just kind of someone I've been learning on the side a little bit. At some sort of internal level, I'm drawn to low tier characters. So maybe it's just people whispering, or not even whispering.
No, they're shouting, they're crying it.
People crying about how low tier Sub-Zero is. Maybe it's just me like, low tier, huh?
I'm gonna give it a try.
I could fit right in at home there. Sounds like I could enjoy that. So I don't know. Anyways, I've been really learning him and enjoying him lately.
Low tier, huh? Cozy.
Yeah, I feel like something about that draws me in. That's not like an intentional reason as to why I make my character choices. That just seems to be how it is a lot of the time.
Well, what was the story for you choosing Ashura and not Sub-Zero?
I think Ashura has been one of those characters that I've sort of wanted to learn ever since the game came out because I like her sword style. She uses a straight sword in the game, if anybody doesn't know. And I like the sound effects of it. I think they're really well done. And yeah, I don't know. Something about it, something about the way she fights makes me think of Dark Souls a little bit. And that's another game that I love. So maybe I just like swinging a sword around. I figured it had been a while since I had played her, so I definitely wasn't going to know what I was doing. It was going to take a minute to come back. And you were playing somebody that you weren't used to either, so I figured I don't want to just body you 5-0 with Sub-Zero because I've been practicing him.
Okay.
So I figure like I want to go in as somebody that I don't usually play either. And I think as of now, Ashura's probably the next person on my list that I would want to learn.
You know, it's funny that your reasoning is that because first of all, I like your confidence. And second of all, when you chose Ashura with me just like locked in as Shao, I was just like, great.
Oh, really?
I don't love fighting Ashura, so it's like...
Well, I'm not like other Ashuras. I'm worse. No. I don't know her. I don't play her. Yeah, you won. You ended up taking it.
Yeah, why am I playing Shao?
Cape.
Well... Yeah, I played for the skin, but I also mentioned a few weeks back that we played... I actually think that was when you started playing Sub-Zero, is when I played Shao, like, weeks ago. Yeah, so I feel like that's where kind of the seed was planted. Then the skin came out, and we did this first to 5, and I just feel like it just kind of opened my eyes to the possibilities of, like, oh... maybe I would play Shao in this game. Yeah, maybe I would do it.
He's got some things that are kind of right up your alley. But I feel like Shao has a lot of those characteristics that you like from Kotal.
Yeah,
Not all. A big
health,
extra health, an ability to power up your weapon, or just power up your attacks in general, I guess. Yeah,
I think it could be really fun. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the thing. It's like playing online could become really fun if I played Shao, I think.
Yeah, because I could see you abusing people with your
I know.
big attacks.
I love the idea of it.
I don't know if you noticed this at one point during our first to 5, but at one point you used the attack where the axe is lodged in the ground, and then you use his telekinesis or whatever to lift it up and slam it into the ground. And you did that like 3 times in a row and hit me with it each time. So I got hit with it like 3 times, and I just sighed. It was just like an audible like and it wasn't like, it's not like fuck you for doing it. It's just like, man, I keep getting hit by the same stupid thing.
Yeah, so the deception skins that you can buy came to the store after Ermac came out. For week 1, they did Shao and Quan Chi.
That's right.
And week 2...
I got both of those.
And week 2, they did Shang Tsung, and Sindel. And Sindel's skin is sweet. They did such a good job. A lot of these skins are good. The only one I don't like is Shang Tsung, but that's whatever. My plan is working.
Oh my gosh.
My plan is working. I've been quietly plugging away at Lily.
Yeah, you've been playing a ton as Lily this week.
And Cam doesn't touch Street Fighter 6 at all anymore. He got JP's drive tickets and left.
Yeah, I celebrated JP's birthday. Yeah, I was full MK this week for the most part. I was just playing a ton of Baraka Jax, my usual team.
You were also preoccupied with an older game. Right?
Yeah, I was playing another game, and that may lead us directly into our topic, right?
Oh, if you're ready. Did you want to say anything else about playing Baraka Jax?
No, I don't think so. It's been fun.
Okay, cool.
I was playing an older game this week. I've been playing it for the last couple of weeks because I got it on sale. It's The Breakers, or Breakers Revenge, actually. I've been playing the second one, but it's in this collection that's on PS4 and PS5. And yeah, I've been playing a lot of Breakers Revenge lately. It came out in 96, and then Breakers Revenge, the sequel, came out in 98. But these games rule. They're super fun. They look great, and they play super nice. The characters have like really cool specials and supers. And I've just kind of been playing the AI, and I'll reach a certain point in arcade, and even if I have it set to the easiest difficulty, I'll get to a certain point in the arcade ladder where I just cannot progress because I'll get my ass kicked by this Alcyon 3 alien character. And I cannot progress past them. Imagine an Egyptian Dalsim, so all the stretchy abilities, but also with the ability to teleport up into the air and then use Claw's dive attack, where he like swipes across the screen. So he teleports upward and immediately does that, and it's terrible. And
he has a great walking animation.
Oh yeah, it's pretty great. It rules. What would you describe it like?
Disturbingly menacing.
I was almost thinking it was like that Keep On Truckin' meme. Is that wrong?
What if we combined him with that word?
A menacing version of Keep On Truckin'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he'd be doing that walk towards you and you'd be like, oh god.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of this little game that you just happened to get recently, we are going to be talking now a lot about EVO Japan. And one of the games that was announced there was actually part of this Breakers collection.
Yeah, it was part of this series.
Yeah.
They announced Breakers Revenge Chicago. I don't know exactly why the title is Breakers Revenge Chicago, but I think it's pretty hype, and I wish I would be able to play it. Hopefully I'll be able to sooner or later. But as of right now, it's just going to be in arcades. Mm-hmm. So no idea if it'll come to anything in the future, but
maybe eventually.
Hopefully.
What did you think of the announcement? Were you excited?
I was pretty excited about it. It's gonna have balance adjustments, new moves, new supers, specials, whatever. I don't believe it's any new characters, so it's still just the original 10 from Breakers Revenge.
Okay.
It looks cool.
All right.
So I'm all in. I think this is a really fun game. I think that's all I have on that one. But yeah, we've got a lot to talk about as far as EVO Japan goes, because we did get more reveals. So I guess the next reveal that I wanted to mention was Marco Rodriguez from Fatal Fury. He's from Garo, actually. But yeah, he's going to be returning to Fatal Fury, the franchise. City of the Wolves. I think he's the 6th character that's been announced. The 5th that's a returnee. The only one that we have new so far is Preacha. But I was excited about that because Marco is actually my favorite character in Garo. Even though I'm kind of used to him being referred to as a different name. In the version that I've got of Garo, his name is Butt. I don't know why. I don't know why the regional difference, but his name is Kushnude Butt. I just want to go back to him real quick because I'm personally pretty psyched for him. I wasn't sure if they would bring him back or just bring back another like Shoto character, basically. He took the place of Rio. So I think I expected another character to take his place because I didn't think they would bring back a character named Butt. Either way, I'm happy. I'm happy that he's back. I think he's really fun, and his gameplay has got me excited. He's, like I said, he's a Shoto. He's a hard-hitting Shoto, and I feel like he kind of takes himself seriously, but at the same time, he's not too serious.
Well, all right, so are you going to start calling him the right name now, or are you always going to call him Butt?
I don't know. I guess we'll see, but I keep saying but. I guess, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it refers to him as Butt at any point in the game, even if it's a character just referring to it as like a nickname or something. I want to know where it's going to go with that.
What's your hype level on this announcement?
For him, honestly, like a 10. I'm pretty excited for him.
Cool,
I think with City of the Wolves, he's the first character that I've seen that's like, yes, absolutely. That's who I'm going to be playing right away.
Okay, cool.
The Brazilian Shodo with huge sideburns and tall hair.
All right. Next announcement that we want to touch on is the Tekken 8 Summer DLC.
Summer DLC. We are getting some freebies before that. We're going to be getting a new stage, the Summer Beachside Resort or something like that. Yeah, and that's cool. It looks nice.
To go with summer.
Nice and sandy. It's a beach stage.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It looks like there's going to be multiple times of day. They said that there were going to be new costumes coming, new balance updates in the future, new avatar costumes, new, I think, tournaments and stuff. Yeah, and then they said and more. So
yeah.
We don't know what more is, but they did leave off with that trailer with a new character.
Yeah, they did.
No gameplay
speaking
yet.
of like the modes, I did see Harada on Twitter say that there would be some new online modes in response to someone. So what that is, I'm not sure, but that's something to look forward to.
Ranked Tekken Ball.
So Lidia is returning as DLC. She was the final DLC of Tekken 7, and I think that leaves a lot of people wondering, what's the deal? Well, the deal is you need her back so that she can do things. They're doing story expansions.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see Lidia doing something in the story.
Yeah. Works for me. I'm down.
She's going to be here, so.
Yeah, I think the first story expansion comes in August, so we'll probably see her working with Eddie.
I think that would be really fun. I'm excited for more story. With this Lidia announcement, how do you feel about it? What did you think of the visual?
I think the general visuals, they look good. I think, she looks a little bit better graphically, but she was always one of the better looking character models anyway, since she came so late in the game's life.
That's right.
So she already looked good, but they definitely touched her up a little bit. I like the new outfit. It's I think it's kind of like a loose fitting gi, but I like the design of it. It's white and red, and it's got some flowers on the back of it. I can't remember what they are, but they're whatever.
I think it's the national flower of Poland.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. It's like, it's a neat touch because she's a Polish character. She's the Polish prime minister. So I like the idea of, honestly, any country's prime minister, like, straight up getting in fights.
I think
that's really funny. So I like the idea of Lidia. She's, like a karate practitioner.
So yeah, Lidia returns this summer. Is there a date on that?
Not yet. It just said summer, and we still don't have a gameplay trailer, so that'll be one more thing to look forward to.
Yeah.
I wonder, prediction, I guess I could be way off, but prediction, I wonder if we'll see her at Combo Breaker. That'll be on, I want to say the 24th?
I'm interested.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what they do, because this is a new character to the whole series that we've only experienced one time. Yeah. And at the very end of a game. So it's going to be interesting to see how she, progresses in being in Tekken. So,
well, do you think your hype level is more so than when she was in Tekken 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because, now you have that, like, foundation.
Right.
Back then, she was just, a brand new character. And
she
was the last one, so it was like, whatever. I already have all my, I already have the people I'm playing. And so, yeah. Here's her chance to be here from the start, pretty much. She's the second DLC, and she's going to be here for a long time this time. So we're going to get to see a different Lidia.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
People will be able to play her long-term during the game's life. And by the end, I'm sure there will be some pretty interesting tech that people find. She's got a lot of stances.
My hype level for her, it's approaching 60%, But yes, Lidia returns this summer. Exact date to be announced, and that leads us to our final reveal that we want to discuss.
Yeah, and this one we knew was coming all weekend long. It was a long wait. It was a very long 3 days for me. Akuma. I've been looking forward to seeing Akuma gameplay for a bit. since, I mean, we've known he's been the final DLC character since the game launched. It's been a long year of waiting, but finally we get to see him, and he looks super sick. I think his design is really nice, and his gameplay looks great. What did you think as a non-Akuma player?
The first time I saw the trailer, I was just, kind of like, yep, he's here. This is what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
None of the moves really took me by too much surprise. Initially in the trailer, you encounter Akuma as this world tour boy, and you thought he was gonna pee his pants.
Yeah, they show him shaking. His hands are shaking. They show his legs quivering. I thought he was gonna piss himself. I was shocked. Like, no way, are they gonna just show him peeing his pants? I feel like that'd be fair for seeing Akuma, but
Sure.
that would feel more like a Yakuza thing.
Right. So Akuma's look, we already knew his look in Street Fighter 6 has evolved, of course, and it's quite different from his classic look, which is also included, and they show it in the gameplay trailer. About halfway through, they transition in these fight cuts to the classic costume, or the nostalgia costume
I think they call it
is what the
nostalgia.
Street Fighter players say. But when I saw the trailer for the first time, it got to that part where the nostalgia costume showed up, and I just kind of that's Akuma. That's the Akuma I know. It looks good. I like it. But also, I've watched the trailer a couple times, and the Street Fighter 6 costume has grown on me. I think it looks really good. I think it's a solid look, and I
like it a lot.
If I played Akuma, I would be happy choosing either one of those. I know, whatever, it's just costumes, but I think they both look good.
Yeah.
I like them.
I would agree. I mean, he's got all the moves that we would expect, but I feel like there's maybe more of a ferocity to them, or just a different level of power to them. It seems like all of his hits are just so powerful. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think he looks very fun.
And you also pointed out on the nostalgia costume that he has
Oh yeah, he's got
there's a fun detail.
Yeah, there's a fun detail in the nostalgia costume. He's got some gray. What would you call it? He's got some
streak on the side.
Yeah, he's got some gray streaks on the side of his hair, and that is kind of like Third Strike, because he had the white hair just on the sides a little bit there too.
Do you think them throwing that on this nostalgia costume in particular means that Elena will be in the game?
I think it means that, well, we know that in the lore timeline, Third Strike is the farthest one that's along. Mm-hmm. And up until now, 6 is the one that's right before Third Strike. So we should hopefully start seeing some of those people.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're seeing the white in his hair as well. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping we start seeing some Third Strike people. And I know you want Elena, and I just want to vocalize it for the record because I'm wishing or projecting or whatever. But I want Necro. I want him back.
We were talking about Necro today coming back. What would he be like? I feel like I can picture him in the Street Fighter 6 graphics. I can picture it. I can picture the translation.
We've seen all of the other weirdo characters since then. We got Hugo in 4, which I know we still haven't played 4, but we got Hugo in 4. We got Elena in 4, which she's not a weirdo.
But she's from that game.
Yeah, she's from that game. Ibuki's been back. She was in 4 and 5. Not a weirdo. The weirdo characters that I'm referring to would be Oro and 12. Q. Yeah, and all 3 of them were either in 5 or had some sort of replacements in 5. Like G and 11.
Well, now, hopefully, we do get to see these Third Strike people come. I just don't know. It's something I didn't notice, but then you pointed it out to me, and now we're just connecting all these dots. I feel like it's gotta mean Third Strike characters in the future for DLC.
That's what I want.
At least partially. Whether or not it's all, that would be kind of crazy.
That would be crazy. Give us all.
Give us all.
They're going to delete Guile and just add Remy in his place.
They're going to add a DLC slot, kind of like MK9. But in this instance, you go over to this DLC roster spot, and it just pops open a window that has Third Strike's roster on it.
Yeah, and it gives you 15 seconds to choose a character.
Yeah. Yeah, so Akuma.
I'm psyched. I think it lived up to my expectations or exceeded them, I guess.
Nice.
I don't know if that's possible. I was pretty hype. I expected something good, and yeah, I was happy.
Good.
I feel like by the end of it, I was just grinning ear to ear. Definitely by the time we saw the Raging Demon and saw all the shadow Akumas just like demon flipping and doing a bunch of cool shit. Yeah, I was happy with that.
I'm just scared now, I'm just scared thinking about the Akuma future of Street Fighter 6 and also thinking of modern Akuma.
Yeah.
So, I'm just bracing myself for the moment and we'll see how things go. But with Akuma comes a big-ish balance patch for Street Fighter 6.
It's going to be pretty much every single character.
It's a pivotal moment. It's scary. There's a change on the horizon that's going to make the game feel a little bit different to play until you figure it all out again,
Yeah,
but
for sure. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting times. Yeah, so there's a patch.
There's a patch.
There's a patch coming.
And it comes just in time for us to have our first of 5 on stream.
Yeah.
This patch will be 3 days before we have our tournament?
I believe so. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll be fighting a first of 5 on a newly patched game.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. So I haven't seen any notes on Lily yet.
I haven't seen any DJ notes either.
So I don't even know what to prepare for in terms of my own character. And yeah, I haven't seen DJ either, so I don't know what to prepare for in terms of my opponent. Shall we talk about other things surrounding EVO Japan? There were, of course, many more announcements than what we've touched on, but those were kind of the ones that we wanted to highlight most and that were most interesting for us. So
yeah, for sure.
Yes, with definitely Akuma being the number one highlight. All right. Other things surrounding EVO Japan. What do we want to say? What do we want to talk about?
I follow a lot of pro players online, and everything that I saw, it just seemed like everyone was having a blast, and everyone was polite. The venue seemed like it all ran very smoothly, and it seemed like a good time. Mm-hmm. Just one of those, kind of wish you were there, but obviously we aren't in Japan. I did get a chance to watch all of Street Fighter 6's top 6, so I watched all of that on the final day. That didn't start until 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. So I was pretty tired by the time that hit, but man, I took it. It was super hype. I mean, like I said,
first EVO win.
It started at 5. They started out first thing by showing us the Akuma trailer, which was actually the Goki one because it was in Japan. That's what they call him there. So that was cool. The first time I saw that one and I heard the Japanese voice. It was a lot of fun. Mena seemed to dominate in all of his matches. He was a machine this time around. He looked super serious. He looked determined. It looked like there was nothing going to stop him. As soon as he got to grand finals, it was over. Like before that match even started. And that's crazy because his opponent ended up being Kakeru, who is a really, really good JP player. But he made Kakeru look like he had never picked up the controller before. The grand finals, 3 matches in a row, they were over within about 5 minutes of the time the grand finals started. So that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was a really fast, not what you expect to see.
Yeah.
for the last fight.
It was one-sided. It was kind of cool to see Mena that dominant. Next up, he's shooting for EVO Vegas. Yeah, he's pretty much done it all at this point.
And with Blanca, of course. So it was Blanca versus JP, dominated, and I love to see that.
It was very, very one-sided. It looked rough.
I feel like I would totally want to go to EVO Japan, being into fighting games now.
Yeah,
of
definitely.
course. And even just hearing from Mena saying this country is heaven for Street Fighter lovers, fans. Because
so cool.
The times that I've been in Japan, I wasn't into fighting games yet. So it's crazy to me to think back man, I wish I could have, been looking at everything I was doing with my fighting game lenses of where's Kazuya, where's Street Fighter, look for all the things.
How much stuff did you miss before you knew?
Exactly. It kills me. And I want to go back just for that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And definitely seeing, following a lot of people that were there, it was like, oh man, this looks so great. Like, you guys are having the best time. But yeah, maybe someday we'll get there. That would be just a dream come true, I think.
Yeah. I've never been to Japan. I should say that myself. I've never personally.
Oh yeah, it wasn't us together.
Yeah, it wasn't us. This was
many years ago.
Yeah. I've never been to Japan. I think it looks like a blast. I think the food looks delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So many people that I follow posted a lot of their meals in Japan, and man, I feel like I would just stare at those photos. There was a Capcom store near the venue.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
mm-hmm.
Just imagine all the weird little trinkets you could buy.
Exactly. I would so love that. But what else? I think outside of EVO Japan sparked a conversation in the FGC online space of women in the FGC. So this came up due to a tweet from Sonic Fox, who attended EVO Japan. Basically, it sparked a whole online conversation of different takes on where we're at here, because it is a good conversation to have, and it does come up when you experience a better version of what we could have. Just outside of America, really, is what we're seeing here, is that it matters less that you're a woman playing a fighting game. What matters more is that you're a fighting game player playing a fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just accepted based on that. I hope that my presence can encourage other women that might be less courageous to step their foot out. They might just be playing online only and not really, knowing that there's an FGC out there.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that you can, hopefully just, my presence can encourage other ladies,
Yeah, hopefully.
If not, that's fine. hopefully we can just encourage people in general. But the topic of discussion has been women in the FGC.
Yeah, I feel like if you like fighting games, that should be it, That's your ticket to the FGC.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be accepted in the FGC? Well, do you like fighting games? Do you play them? Cool. There you go. You're in.
Mm-hmm. There are a ton. There are a ton of people that just want nothing more than this to just be a good experience for everybody.
Yeah.
There are people in the North American fighting game scene that are that.
Yeah,
there
absolutely.
are people that want to be that. There are people that want to exude that. We're one of them.
Absolutely.
Fight Rise is one of them. Shout out to Hot Rod Crusher. He's definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Follow Hot Rod Crusher, follow Community. If you play MK, you want to be following that.
That's Community with a K,
yes.
by the way.
yes. And keep fighting. Fight on.
Fight on. Yeah, aside from that, did we have anything else we wanted to talk about this week? Or did we want to just...
I think we covered it.
it.
Wait. I did want to say one thing that has not been said since Ermac has come out that needs to be said before it's too late, because we may not have it forever, but we have it right now. So it has to be said that Ermac has something amazing, and it is a really loud knee slam on the ground when he blocks and crouches.
Yeah.
Only when he blocks and crouches, he's heavier.
Yeah, there's an audio glitch where, his crouch block.
Don't call it a glitch. I want them to leave it alone.
I love it. I think it's great. It's so good. Yeah, when he crouches and lands on the ground, it's loud. It's loud. I mean, it's not like super loud, but
it's loud.
It's louder than anything else.
It's very MK11 pre-patch rain
weapon, whatever
projectile sound.
Yeah, that little shing.
This isn't a glitch. It's on purpose.
It's fine. He's heavier when he blocks because the
souls have to defend. Yeah, they have to defend, and when you're defending, you weigh more. You're more dense.
Yeah,
yep.
Sure, that'll work.
All right. Science. Wake up 3. Thank you for joining us this week for our post-EVO Japan discussion and just kind of a little catch-up post-EVO Japan with what's going on in the FGC. So we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Wakeupthreepodcast. And you can follow me, host Molly, on Twitter at Concut. That's KAHNKUT. Cam, where are you?
You can find me on Twitter and most other social media platforms at Big Rock Online.
All right. And of course, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye.
We love you guys. And if you want to tell your friends about us and get them to sub as well, that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Tell your dog.
I feel like I'm still just all over Baraka.
Oh my. Well,